So to start, I always start with my eyebrows, and I use a Fresh Brow Stylist Definer pencil by L'Oreal, and I'm in the shade Brunette. So I'm just going to begin giving my eyebrows the shape that I desire them to have. So next I'm going to take my Camouflage palette by Coastal Scents, and this is their concealer palette, and I'm going to take the two top shades from all the shades in the top, and I like to align my eyebrow in the bottom with it, and I like to do it the lighter shade in the bottom, just clean it up with an angled brush, and then in the top I like to take a shade that's much more my skin tone and clean up the top. Of course, this is completely unnecessary. You don't need to clean up the top, but I like a very clean brow. So next, when I do that, I can see where I need to fill it in more, and I fill in the gaps. And I take a smudge brush after that, and I smudge out the concealer, and I blend it in as best as I can into my skin. So now that both brows are done and they look pretty evened out to me, I take the Mega Clear Wet n Wild lash and eyebrow mascara, and I apply it over top of my eyebrows just to keep my hairs in place. So after that, I go back into the concealer palette, and what I like to do is I like to apply the concealer the same color I use to clean up underneath the brow, and I'll apply it all over my lid, and then with a beauty blender I'm gonna blend it all in. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna take my Morphe 25A palette with the second shade in the first row, and I like to take this shade because it's the closest to a bone color that I have, and I'm just gonna set the concealer so that my eyeshadow doesn't crease and it stays in place. So now I'm gonna go into my ColourPop You Had Me at Hello eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take the color Moonstruck, and I'm going to use it as my transition shade, and I'm going to apply it to the crease, and I'm going to take it as high as I can up to the brow bone. So now I'm going to go back into the palette, and I'm going to go into Sparks Fly, and I'm going to apply it right underneath the one that I used as the transition shade, which was Moonstruck, and I'm just going to apply it underneath my transition shade on my crease, and I'm going to take it all the way to the front, and I'm just going to blend it in. So going back into the palette, I'm going to take DTR, and I'm just going to apply it again on the outer V of my eye and blending it into my transition shades. I'm blending as best as I can because I want a smooth transition. Finally, going back into the palette one more time, I'm going to take the shade Pulling Strings, applying it to my outer V, and blending it inwards and into my crease so that I have a nice and smooth transition. So taking that palette once more, I'm going to apply Candygram into my inner corners, and it's just going to be half of the eyelid because I do want it to be kind of a smoked out look. So I'm just going to take it into the inner corners and drag it halfway towards my eyelid. So I did do my eyelashes and my eyeliner off camera, but if you guys are curious, I did use the Kiss lashes in the style Flirty. After that, I applied my glitter eyeliner onto the inner corner and anywhere where I put the light eyeshadow, just to give my eyes a little pop. So now moving on to the face, I like to prep and prime my face with some baby lotion and apply that all around my face and work it into my face, because I do have a bit of dry skin, so baby lotion always works best. And I prep my face with the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. Then taking the Physicians Formula Argan Oil with coconut oil, I dab it into my skin with a beauty blender, and the Argan Oil by Physicians Formula as well. These are the drops, and I don't know, they're very oily and it works best for my skin. Like I said, I have dry skin. Taking my Milani foundation, conceal and perfect, and I'm in the shade 04 medium beige. I mix it in with the Silla sponge with the Wet n Wild foundation, and I'm in the shade bronze beige. So I'm just gonna apply it all through my face. I would blend it in with the Silla sponge, but it takes much more longer blending it in with the Silla sponge for me. So I just layer it on, and then with my normal Real Techniques beauty sponge, I blend it into my skin. Taking my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in 15 Fair Clair, I apply it as a triangle shape underneath my eyes and just on my T-zone where I really want to highlight my face. So after that, I like to blend it into my skin, and then I like to use e.l.f.'s banana loose powder just to bake underneath my eyes and just around my smile lines, anywhere where I might crease. After I bake, I like to take the Rimmel London Stay Matte pressed powder, and I like to take a flat fat brush, and I like to work it into my skin as I'm buffing out the bake that I had set underneath my eyes and in my smile lines. Taking my old Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, I take the second shade, I can't remember what's the name of it. It's just a bronzy brown mocha color, and I apply it onto my forehead, and I'm just trying to bring out my cheekbones and trying to hide that double chin. Next, I'm going to contour my nose with a kind of like a toothbrush brush. Swirl. And I just like to do 2 lines on the side and 1 in the bottom just to shorten it. And taking a round brush, I like a small round brush, I like to blend it in and work it into my foundation. Taking my e.l.f. This is supposed to be a natural glow face palette, but I use it as a blush. And I use the top shade, and I apply it to my cheeks and work it up to my contour. So next I'm just gonna line my waterline, tightline my top lash line, I don't know what it's called. And then taking another brush, I'm gonna go back into the palette, and I'm gonna go back into Moonstruck and apply it in my lower lash line. Next, I think I take DTR and I apply it as well underneath my lash line just to kind of intensify it a bit more.
We rise.
after that, I'm taking my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara in Carbon Black, and I'm applying it to my lower lashes. Taking my Jeffree Star Skin Frost Platinum Ice Palette, I'm gonna go into Glacier and Lavender Snow and apply it to the high points of my cheeks and just highlight on top of my brows and my cupid's bow, my chin, and of course my nose, the tip of my nose. And what I like to do is highlight the tip of my nose and then with my finger highlight in between my eyes. This kind of gives my nose a more pointier and slimmer effect. I don't know, I just find it, that's the way I like to highlight my nose. After that, I'm going to wipe off the foundation off of my lips. And what I like to do is, yes, this is an eyebrow pencil, but it's like more, it's called Blonde Moments by Wet n Wild. And I like to use this shade because it's like not brown, it's more of like a nude skin tone brown. And I like to overline my lips and line them with that, and then go over it with my liquid lip. And what I'm using in this video is the liquid lip by Fila in Caramel. So after I'm done that, to complete this look, I take my e.l.f. makeup mist and set, and I just set my face to complete the look. So this is the final look. I hope you guys like it. It's more like a simple glam mauve look, and I absolutely love how everything came out, so I hope you guys do too. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more vids, and comment what else would you like to see me do. Thanks for watching, and God bless.